Hey everyone, today I'm going to talk about how I created this simple car animation from start to finish. I will show you some in-depth detail how I created it. And yeah, let's get started. First of all, as you can see, the scene is not even that big. Like, we only have a road, some sidewalks, some trees, and of course the car that is somehow animated, simulated, that rolls over this small little bump over here and has this nice bounce. I saw this car animation in this video right here, and I really wanted to recreate that bouncing effect over a speed bump. And yeah, here we are. I want to show you how I created it. First of all, I used some add-ons. I know some people don't like add-ons, but for me it's just so much simpler, and also for you, trust me, you don't want to rig your car all by yourself and all the trees. Use add-ons. It's so much simpler. You save a lot of time and you can actually create what you have in your mind. So first of all, for the car simulation and animation and rigging, I used launch control. This is a simple add-on and I will show you what it does. The cool thing about this add-on is you can rig close to any car that has 4 wheels and a body. For demonstration purpose, I just imported this Porsche model right here from Sketchfab, and as you can see, it has some different parts, and what we have to do first is separate the car into the body and the 4 different wheels. So how we do that? First, I normally start by the wheels. I just shift select all the parts from the wheel itself and press Ctrl J to merge them together, so we have one object. Right now both wheels are connected together. You can simply go into edit mode, and let's go into wireframe mode and select one part of the wheel. Press P and choose selection. This will separate the part by selection. So now we have 2 separate objects, one wheel over here and one wheel over here. Right now the wheels are turned a little bit to the left. We have to change that. But before we do that, we can select the object, and the center point needs to be on the wheel itself. So right now, if I press R and rotate it, it rotates around the middle point over here. But to set the origin in the middle of the wheel, we can go to Object, Set Origin, and set origin to the center of mass. And right now, it rotates around the center. For now, this is good enough. I will rotate it a little bit so it looks straightforward. I will press Ctrl A to apply the rotation and scale, which is always helpful. Always do that if you scale something or whatever. And now if we see from the side, the origin point is not quite in the middle. Therefore, we can try another technique, set origin maybe to the center of mass. Nope, this is not better at all. Let's see. Okay, if it doesn't work, you can just go into edit mode, press A to select all, and move the wheel into the center. So the center point is actually in the middle of the wheel. Also right here, let's move it over here a bit. And now if you go out of the edit mode, you can see the wheel rotates perfectly around the middle. You can play around more with that, so it actually is super in the center. You can go as detailed as you like. For me, this is good for now. And you can do this with all the wheels over here. That's what I'm going to do now. Alright, after you're finished with your 4 wheels, you can select each one of them and press H to hide it. So let's select all of them and press H to hide it, so we only have the body left. Okay, now we can go into wireframe mode and select all the parts of the object. Just shift select a part in the middle and press Ctrl J to merge the body into one object. Also press Ctrl A and apply the rotation and scale. so everything should work perfectly fine. Now to see the wheels again, we can press Alt H and there we go. All these parts need to move into a new collection, so select all of them and press M and create a new collection. Let's call this car. Make sure you delete all your empties first. I forgot to do that. So you only have real objects left. You can see objects are the ones with the triangle in the front. The rest we can delete. We don't need that. Make sure all of them are in the same collection, and then we can choose this collection for the car. To rename all the different objects, you can activate the quick tag tool and select one object and press the one that it is. So this one is the body. Then we select the front left wheel. This is the wheel FL. Then we select the front right wheel, wheel FR, the back wheel on the right and the back wheel on the left. And then your collection should look something like this, clean and tidy. After you've done that, we can just press Rig Vehicle and it should be set. If you get this error, the rotation needs to be XYZ Euler rotation. I had the same problems last time. This is because we have to select the object, and in our object panel, under mode, we need to change it to XYZ Euler. This should be the one. Do this for all the other objects as well. Oh, XYZ Euler, sorry. So it should be the first one, XYZ Euler. And if you have done it again, press Rig Vehicle again, and boom, your vehicle is rigged, your car, and you can press play and already see a pre-made animation. And that's close to it, for real. Like, all we have to do now is select a preset. They have a lot of preset. For my video, I just chose the straight line and press animate vehicle. So now we have a car in a straight line. Maybe it moves way too fast, so we can change the speed segment, and you can lower the speed stuff over here in the graph panel so it is slower at different times. Let's see what we can do. Let's play around more with the different segments. So we have a super slow car animation right now. This is perfectly fine for what I want to achieve. After that, you can simply go into object mode again and add in a object. In my case, it was a cylinder. I rotated 90 degrees, scaled it up and down again, and applied the rotation and scale, and moved this part somewhere over here in the middle of the road. And now that the car reacts to our object we added, we have to place our cylinder we created into the ground detection folder of launch control. So just move the cylinder in the ground detection, and now if we reset our animation, let's go into the timeline, go to the start, you can see our car reacts to it, but there is no physics applied yet. For physics, you can just press enable physics and boom. As you can see, the car bounces already, and you can see the speed bump I created is a little bit big right now, but you get the idea. Just play around with the size of your speed bump and you have your car animation right here. You can also add some different speeds for the car. In the physics overview, you can also choose how bouncy the car is, and if you are happy, before rendering out, make sure you bake your physics and confirm the bake. And make sure you save your Blender file before you bake, because otherwise this doesn't work. And with that, you have your car animation fixed. If you want a more in-depth tutorial about the launch control, I can do that. You can use all those presets, or you can even do your own lines with some curve modifiers. Just write it in the comments if you're interested in that. Otherwise, I will move on. So with our car simulation in place, I added in a separate plane just for the street. And let's single this out and see how this looks. This is just a simple street plane right here. that has some cracks in it, and I think I have this from the Megascans bridge. This is also a Quixel Bridge is also a super big library for 3D assets, for natural surfaces and whatever. And there also have a export settings, so you can just simply press export and you have it in Blender itself. I think the speed bump in here I found on Sketchfab and just place it in here, and that it doesn't look so cut off onto the street. Maybe you saw it before. I added in this dirt texture. You can simply do that if I go into my shader editor of the street. This one right here is the dirt texture, and this one right here is the street texture. If I go in here, you can see it's just a simple printable BSDF. Let me go back. And this I plugged into a mix shader, and the mix shader is controlled with this blend node right here. This blend node you can just create by simply add in a image texture node, this right here. Create a new one, call this whatever you like, and press new. And now if we look at this image texture, it's all black. Then under texture paint, you can select the image texture we just created, this untitled, and then you can choose a white color and just draw over it. And now all the white spots or the white drawings will later be the first texture, and the black spots will be the second texture. And with that technique, I just simply could isolate a part of the street that should have like a dirt texture. You could also use this for like a grass texture with a dirt path in it or whatever. This just helped me to blend this speed bump onto the street, because otherwise it would look something like this, just looks super cut off. And now with the shading thing, it looked more integrated into the street. From here, I continued on to add in some sidewalks, some different elements, such as these poles with just a simple array modifier to duplicate it, or these walls in the background. Same over here. This is just some simple assets I imported. I think also I used the 3D assets from Bridge over here, some building blocks or Sketchfab assets. And for the trees, I used the Botanic add-on. But don't worry, I know the Botanic add-on costs a little bit, but if you have money for it, buy it. Also, the simplest version, I think this tree is also in the cheapest version of it. You have so much control. You have like this, you have to control over the animation of the trees, of the style, of the brightness, how the colors look. You can change so many things for so many different plants or trees or whatever. They have a lot of things, and most of them are animated, or you can animate them by just a few clicks, or you can add some snow, whatever. I'm not sponsored, but this add-on is actually really great. If you don't have the money for it, I will show you a different technique, because it's actually not that hard to do it by yourself. Let's say you have a blank page and have a free tree model. Let's say you have this tree model right here. This also looks really great, and it's actually free. A free tree I found online. With the Blender Kit add-on over here, they have a lot of free models if you search for them, but this tree doesn't move. It has no motion. But to add some simple motion, we can just go into the modifier tab and add in a simple deform modifier. We can select the bend option, and if you move the bend angle, you can see the tree moves left to right. Let's select the simple viewport so it's a little bit more smooth. As you can see, we don't want too much bendiness, but just a little bit. And we want to animate this value. So press I on the keyboard to animate it and go into the graph editor. In the graph editor, we can scroll down to the value we just keyframed, and under modifiers, we add in a noise modifier. And now the scale should be upscaled a little bit and the strength should be lowered a little bit. And now if you press play, you can see you have this easy tree wiggle animation. You can play around with the scale and how powerful the bending should be. And you can add in even a second simple deform modifier with the twist option. Also keyframe this, go to the twist over here, add in a noise modifier as well. Here also up the scale and lower the strength. This should not be too much. Let's bring this line down so the angle is not too big. And now as you can see, you also have in the bending motion a little twisty motion. This helps to sell this effect. And to be honest, in my trees, the effect looks exactly the same. Like my trees also just bend. It's not just the leaves that moves, it's the whole tree. Maybe it has some more details in the trees, but as you can see, all my trees in the back here move the same way. I could have offset this a little bit, but in the final render, you can't see it. And why did I add so many trees in the back here that you can't even see? This is a really important lesson because without trees, let me show you the scene without the trees over here. Without all the trees, the scene looks like this. I mean, it's cool, but it doesn't look realistic. But let's bring all the trees back. And boom, as you can see, we have some leaf shadows. We have some more variations even in the background here. And this is what the final render is all about. You have to play with the light. You have to play a lot with the light. I think I simply added in a sunlight over here and a simple HDRI. You can easily load this in. I have a add-on, Easy HDRI add-on, but you can do this manually. Easy HDRI is free. And then just load in an HDRI so everything is lit up really nicely. And then add in a sunlight that comes from the side and the shadow gets generated from the trees. And this helps you sell the realism stuff way more because nothing in the real world is perfect. Add in some shadow variations, add in some subtle, I don't know, cracks in the floor. Or for me, I also added in some some small flowers next to the pole, and also over here I added this stop sign and the tree in this dirt pot and whatever. Just add in some small fine details to tell the story of this scene and of this car. And also I boosted the car textures a little bit by simply having boosted the normal map texture, the strength of the normal map a little bit, and maybe play around a little bit with the roughness and the metallic values and the saturation, so everything glows a little bit more and is a little bit more present. And yeah, to be honest, this is it for this shot. It's not that much. All you have to do is rig the car. For that, I have like 5 to 10 minutes max. For the simulation, I had to play around a little bit until I found the right bounciness. This maybe took like half an hour, maybe a bit more. Then I added in all these different objects, played with the light. I think the shadows, the light, and just the overall setting took me the longest. I think overall this scene took me around maybe 3 to 4 hours, just because I had some fun. I also deleted some stuff. And yeah, in the end, you have a super cool product, a nice bouncy car, and yeah, that's all we can ask for, right? This Blender is great for these cool, simple scenes. You can make it realistic, you can make it stylized, you can make it cartoonish, whatever we want. We can achieve it but by simply changing some material textures. But the concept of the scene is for everyone the same. So yeah, there you have it. This is how I created this simple car scene. If you want some more in-depth tutorials, maybe about the launch control add-on for the car, or the botanic add-on for the trees, or some textures you want to create or modify that you don't know how, just write them in the comments. I'm here for you. I want to help that you can achieve your own dream scene in Blender. And other than that, I will see you in the next video. Peace out.